Hi, I'm David Soper, and today I'll be going through an overview of using GitHub Copilot with Cisco Intersight's PowerShell module. I'll be using VS Code, and here on the main page of the GitHub Copilot extension, there's a lot of details on using GitHub Copilot, including how to configure it for use in your GitHub account or sign up for a GitHub Copilot free trial if needed. So I'll start with some example PowerShell module code, and from intersight.com/API docs, along the top ribbon there's a downloads link, and from there I can navigate to DevNet PowerShell on GitHub, and this is the Cisco DevNet namespace where I've got some examples with PowerShell that'll be a starting point for what I'll do using Copilot to develop additional code. After cloning that repository, I'll take a look at an example of adding tags to a server profile. So back in VS Code, I'll go into the editor and I'll add a new file to the profile examples directory, and I'll name this tag server profile with the PowerShell extension. Now as I start to edit the file, I'll see at the lower right next to PowerShell there's a GitHub Copilot icon. I can click that to get more information on commands to use. I can also right click in this window to see anything, but really Copilot's on by default, and as I begin to type here, I'm just going to type some comments and let Copilot start generating code. So first thing I'll do is configure API signing parameters. Copilot's actually doing the auto completion here, and I just tab to accept that. And it's going to go source my API configuration script, which sets up my API keys. So I tab to accept that. And again, using some of this example code, Copilot's kind of guessing at what I'd normally do. One of those things is to go get the organization I want to be in. And that's the correct code. Looks good for getting my demo DevNet organization as an MO ref. Again, at any time I can just go in and edit. If I don't want to accept those suggestions, I just don't tab. But now I've got an organization that I'll be making these updates in, and again those little stars mean that Copilot's active here, so I'm going to type just comments to have it generate code. What I want to do here is add tags to a server profile named SJC07 rack 14, and I want to set the location in that tag to SJC07. So it's just a key value pair, but that's what I want to do. Again, if I don't tab, it won't accept it. So this code again looks good. I'm going to go get a server profile, name that, and then for tags, it's a little more involved, and this is where again I'm going to let Copilot kind of do what it needs to do here. I'm going to create a new list of tags containing all the existing tags. And this is where what I'm doing here is I need to read all the tags values so that I don't overwrite the list with just my new values. So again, there was some example code here, but this is where Copilot's really nice. It's going to go pull all those tags. If they're not already set to location, it just adds them into that existing array. And then for the new tags, I also add my new tag with key location and value SJC07. And then to finish out, I just want to set those tags on the profile, accept that code, and then print the tags. So another feature I'll show here is Copilot Chat. So over on the left-hand menu, I've got a chat icon. I can open that. Since that last block of code I had was maybe a little complex, I can go highlight that and then go in Copilot Chat. I can explain how that works. That's going to provide me a pretty good summary. And you can see there in summary, it's doing what I described earlier, but basically grabbing all the tags, creating a new list, and then adding in my new key to that list. So now we can actually go try this code out. So I've got a PowerShell session open. I'm going to run this script. And always good to really test and verify whatever GitHub is generating. Here I've got a couple errors. So it says it doesn't recognize get Intersight compute or set Intersight compute. And that's when we're up in the code. Those are not correct, so I'm going to go switch out find the correct commandlet. Here I'm just using regular VS Code features. So as I go to Git Intersight Server Profile, it's actually VS Code, figuring that out. So that's the correct commandlet. And same for set. I'll go find set Intersight Server Profile. And now I've got the correct commandlets. Hopefully I'll run this again. And yes, that worked. So that then updated those tags. I had an existing tag with me as the owner of this server profile, and now I've added in that location tag. So this is doing exactly what I wanted to do with just adding to the existing list. Thank you for the time, and be sure and visit intersight.com/help for more info.